What's up, YouTube? I'm Cody, and this is my channel, The Social Dive. This video I was going to make was going to be about the coronavirus. I did post a welcome to my channel video about what content I was going to be putting out, but I made that like a year ago, but you can still go back to it and watch it on my channel. Nothing's changed. Um, but yeah, it's basically about doing deep dives into any and all topics just to have a conversation, but like a real conversation, not like toxic YouTube comments or or infighting, because I believe that true healthy public discourse in this country is dying, where because now the fringe groups of each side are running everything, and everything is has to be one way or the other, and if you're not with me you're against me, and cancel culture and fake outrage, and it's just getting out of hand, and I feel we're losing ourselves. And then Corona hit, and that was just crazy. That was crazy. So I figured, with me being in quarantine due to the coronavirus, I thought it would be a good idea to start up my channel again. But I don't want to start with COVID. There's been so much COVID coverage, ad nauseum, to death. The only thing that I will say about it is today marks the day where this country has reached 100,000 deaths in this country. And that is just shocking. I mean, I know that it has ravaged the rest of the world, and it's doing a pretty good job. It's doing a pretty good job with this country, and I feel for all the families. I mean, my best friend got it from his job, but I feel that the coverage has been just too much. And unfortunately, though, we see that even in a global pandemic, unfortunately, racism and institutional racism, we see that unfortunately they are alive and well. Because you would think that the coronavirus is something that would bring us together as a country, that would make us see that life is short, life is precious, because the people in America today have never lived through a pandemic. So this is new to everybody. But you would think that would bring people together, but it doesn't. And we just saw with two stories that people live in their own little bubble, and regardless of whatever's going on, pandemic or not, 100,000 death tolls or not, struggling businesses, struggling families, companies filing for bankruptcy, companies trying to keep their employees, 40 million people on unemployment. You would think people would have a little bit more compassion, but we don't. As a society, we don't. We should, but we don't. And that's why I say we are losing our humanity, and healthy public debate, healthy public discourse is dying in our country. And we saw that with the two stories that occurred. First one being the case of the horrific case of George Floyd. And that, to me, that was not a traffic stop. That was not the policeman being harsh. That was not excessive force. That was not police brutality. What that was is first-degree murder. First-degree murder being committed in broad daylight, captured on film for everyone to see. If he was hit and kicked and he was alive, yeah, excessive force, police brutality. This was murder. All of them, the murders, because they got some tip of a counterfeit bill, and they said he resisted arrest, but they showed a camera from behind of them pulling him out of his car and cuffing him. So between all these videos that they have, and probably the policeman's own body cam footage, no evidence has come out yet to show that he resisted arrest. And when I first saw the video, I was angry. I was like, that is so, he's saying he can't breathe. He's handcuffed. Like, what is he going to do? Okay, that was a cop, a racist cop, who needed to feel big and impose justice, as he probably thought in his head, as another officer waved onlookers away. Even if he did resist a little bit, your knee is jammed in the guy's neck and he's saying he can't breathe. He's saying, just you want to hold him down, let your knee off. But this was an angry racist cop who was using his shield to impose his will on a black man. Plain and simple. Abuse of power. Racism through abuse of power. When the EMT got there and they were trying to get a pulse, the guy's knee was still on his neck. That is just completely insane. And now, all the cops were dismissed immediately. And what I've been seeing so far, and people have every right to protest, because this was a racist cop who just, it's just flat out racism, and is an abuse of power. And then they report on the news today that the same officer that had his knee on George Floyd's neck, he was involved in a fatal shooting in 2006, but charges were never filed. That did not surprise me one bit when I heard it. And I am happy that because really we've never seen this, and there's no precedence for this, but the mayor of Minneapolis seems to be upset and shaken by this, where we have a mayor calling on the DA's office for an arrest, like he is in a press conference today demanding a murder charge. We've never seen that, ever. Never seen it. But I hope they do. I hope, and of course we all know why that that's not happening, and it's because, the brother. I bet you anything. It's the Brotherhood of the Police. It's, the blue code of honor, cops protecting cops. Even if the cops are racist, and the cops that are protecting them are not, they are trying to fight. They're trying to protect one of their own, which is sick, which is really sick. And if I were these other cops, I would distance myself from them, because they would not represent me, because I'm sure there are a ton of cops in a lot of different states that would never do this and that serve their community properly. But these other cops are stained by these racist cops abusing their privilege to impose their will. And it's even, and to watch I can't even watch the video now, but because I'll get, I'll get choked up. It's horrible. But I hope that the DA hears the mayor's call and arrests this cop, because justice needs to be done. I'm gonna end it there. Thanks for watching. If you like this video and you want to see upcoming content, hit that subscribe button. I'm Cody with The Social Dive, and I will see you in the next one.